All right. Hello, ladies. This is Namaste, Calm and Content. How to yoga your way out of stress and anxiety in your daily life. This is the first time that I'm doing this webinar. I'm really excited to do it. And I'm excited to share with you all these tips. I know that it's one thing to teach and be a wellness professional. And I know that it's another thing to really put this into your daily life. So this is what it's all about today. This is what I'm bringing to you. I am happy to be here. First off, before I come into the webinar, let's just see who is here live right now. So if you're live, let me know. Also, you have that amazing workbook with you. So just make sure that you take that out and start writing in it. Just get all of the goodness of this webinar, really utilize that workbook because you can keep that after the webinar. And it's not just something that's going to be stored on your computer. Like it's something that you actually have in person that you can put in your yoga space. All right, so comments are coming in. Where are you from? Hi, good morning. All right, so Michaela, good morning. Representing Canada. Oh my goodness, Michaela. So nice to see you here. Sarah from the USA. Ruth, a fellow yoga teacher as well from the US. Debbie's from Brighton in the United Kingdom. Welcome, Debbie. Let's see here who else is on. Claire. Claire is from London, UK. And Liz from California, also a yoga teacher. Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to start this off with you. All right, so it looks like there's a good amount of people who are here. If you have any other comments, pop them into the comments box below. But I don't want to take up too much of your time because I know that you guys are super busy with everything that you have going on in your life with it, which is why you're here, right? Which is why you're here. You want to eliminate that overwhelm. So what we'll cover in this webinar, the biggest myth about yoga and stress that will forever change the way that you practice, the types of yoga poses to practice to best alleviate anxiety. So these are some of my favorites because I typically used to suffer a lot from anxiety and overwhelm, but these are really amazing poses for it. 5 amazing yoga poses to reduce daily stress and get your peace of mind. And how to create and maintain a consistent practice to feel calm and carefree on a daily basis. So creating and maintaining a consistent practice are, I think, the bread and butter of everything that I do. This is what I primarily teach because I've maintained a consistent yoga practice, an advanced consistent yoga practice for over 3 years now, and I absolutely love it, and I wouldn't change it for the world because it's helped me so much in my life. So who am I? Who am I to tell you all of this? So hi, I'm Sarah. I help busy women professionals, including yoga teachers, go from feeling tired, anxious, stressed, overwhelmed, and unmotivated to really focus on their own yoga practice, to being inspired, calm, physically and emotionally and mentally stronger, having more energy and feeling amazing in their bodies. I absolutely love what I do. I'm a registered yoga teacher, and I did my training a few years back. I absolutely loved it. But I've actually been practicing yoga since I was 17 years old, which, believe it or not, was actually a long time ago. All right, this is a little bit more about me. I just put a whole bunch of pictures here because I don't want to give you guys some PowerPoint bullet points about this. But as you can see, this is a little bit more of my lifestyle. So I love traveling. I love being outside in nature. I love my more advanced yoga practice. I really feel like that's helped me to really push a lot of barriers in my life and really take my yoga practice to its fullest extent. I used to live in Toronto, Canada, but I just recently moved to Esteli, Nicaragua on this really beautiful organic farm that my in-laws own. And we brought our puppy Mango, so you can see Mango in the middle picture over there. And yeah, I love living a healthy lifestyle. I love yoga and all of the things that you see over here. And I also want you to know that I wasn't always like this. There was a time in my life that it was really upsetting and difficult for me to go through. And I only recently just got out of it. And so before I really started practicing yoga more consistently and at a better level, I was struggling a lot with a lot of different things. As you can see in the pictures on the left, I had gained a lot of weight, especially in my university years. I was drinking a lot. And I wasn't really appreciating and taking my body seriously. So I suffered from acid reflux disease, from IBS, and from anxiety for most of my adult life. And that manifested in a lot of different forms. And one of the forms that it manifested in was this awful acne that I had on my forehead, as you can see on the picture on the right. And it was awful. I absolutely hated it. I wanted to get rid of it so badly. I just wanted to be healthy. But all of the prescriptions that I was getting for my acne and for everything that was going on in my life were all very, they were Band-Aid solutions. But when I actually started looking a lot more closely into my yoga practice and getting the help of some wellness professionals, things finally started to change around for me. I started getting more consistent at my practice. I started playing around with inversions and really getting a lot of amazing flexibility. And after that, all of my health issues seemed to go away. It was really incredible. It was something that I feel really blessed still to be able to discover. And as you can see, I've made a lot of progress in my yoga practice since I started really kicking it up a notch. And I really feel like it's helped me the most with all of the health issues that I had. But it's not just me. So I work a lot one-on-one online with women. And I wanted to show you these three amazing women that I've worked with. I've absolutely loved working with them. So Amelia, in 2 sessions progress, she thought that she had really tight hamstrings. She actually didn't. And we were able to get her almost into the full splits. And it's something that feels really incredible on her body. Pauline really wanted to intensify her back bends. So we worked on those with her. Pauline is a certified naturopath. So it was really cool to work with her on all of these things as well, because she already had all the information. She just needed the accountability. And April. So April, we worked a lot on her wheel pose. She thought that she had really tight shoulders because she's a dental hygienist and she's working on a chair all day, but it looks like, no, actually she's pretty flexible in that area of her body. It just took support and accountability to get her there. So let's get right into everything. Take notes, exit out of all of your other tabs, please. This won't take that long. And I know that it's really easy to multitask, but when you are just focused on one thing, you get so much more of it. So why dive deeper into your yoga practice? So if anyone here just wants to chime in, telling me, like which one of these you want more of, just feel free to put it in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. So it helps you to alleviate anxiety, manage depression, get out of overwhelm, feel calmer, more grounded, more confident in your decisions. Snap less at your loved ones, feel more focused at work, develop amazing strength and flexibility, especially when you go a lot more deeper and when you really challenge yourself in your practice. You can get rid of aches and pains. You can reverse the course of disease. You can feel amazing every single day, not just while you're on vacation. And that one is huge. So it's taking all of those things that you can feel on your vacation or even when you're teaching a yoga class and really applying those into your day-to-day. So diving deeper into your yoga class practice basically just helps you focus a lot more. All right, and some comments are coming in. So Sarah says, I want all of these. Yes, Sarah, that's also what I want. And that's exactly what you'll get if that's what you want. And that's what you're willing to work towards. Ruth, even as a yoga teacher, I still find that I struggle with some of these. Amazing, Ruth. I totally feel you, and I think that it's just prioritizing yourself as well is going to be the key here. Liz says, as a mom, it's really hard to have to manage all of these, but I'm trying. I'm getting there. And Liz, I think that's the important part as well, is that you're making your way towards all of this and you're taking action every single day in order to get to a place where you're really happy with all of these things. Okay, so as these 2 pictures state here, you guys all know this, the yoga practice is as much the physical as it's the mental. And so I find that some teachers and some practitioners Just focus on one of the two. And that's something that I've seen a lot, actually. Some people only focus on the physical, whereas some people only focus on the mental. And I think that we need to collide both of those worlds as much as we can to get the best out of our yoga practices. So once we understand which one we lean towards, we can actively start to lean towards the other one as well, because they both go hand in hand. All right, so let's talk about the biggest myth about yoga and stress. And if anyone wants to chime in here, feel free to do so. Oh, and we have another comment coming in. Michaela says that she definitely only practices the physical. She really needs to start working on that mental practice. Yeah, see, Michaela, we all have a preference towards one or the other. And I think that once we acknowledge that preference that we have and really work towards having a combination, having holistic practice, that's when really things start to change for us. All right. So the biggest myth about yoga and stress, and, you know, yoga teachers in the room, tell me what you feel about this, because I am kind of tired of, well, not tired, but I think it's really interesting the amount of people who actually come to me and say this. People think, a lot of women think that your yoga practice needs to be gentle and relaxing if you're doing it for stress relief. And I want to break apart that myth, because it is a myth. And I want to just talk about, you know, what makes you feel relaxed, like it brings out those endorphins in you, what makes you feel calm. And it's not just having a really relaxed practice, because if you feel really stressed and tense throughout your day, if you are driving your kids to school, coming back, helping your husband with work, then walking your dogs, then trying to make a nice dinner, at the end of the day, you have a lot of pent-up energy in your body as well, and especially in specific areas of your body. So it's important for you to take that out, rather than just holding that in and just doing those gentle stretches as a fear of overexerting yourself. Well, sometimes you're not just overexerting your body in your day-to-day, you're overexerting your mind. And so by doing a more advanced practice, you're kind of taking out all of that excess energy and you're allowing yourself to relax a lot more. And let me tell you something, usually the more challenging my yoga practice, the more I can relax in my Shavasana. So that is something that I really want you to step away with. And so Ruth is saying, yes, I totally used to feel this way as well. Thank you for bringing this out. Thank you, Ruth. Awesome. Yeah. I think it's really important that we start to call these things out, because there's a lot of myths in our yoga practice that need to be debunked. And a lot of the times they're debunked just by living through your practice. Okay, yoga for anxiety. So let's say, for example, you are super overwhelmed. You have a ton of things on your to-do list. You have to plan your family's next vacation. You have to do a whole bunch of things for your family business before all of those deadlines hit. And this is one of those things where, yes, you can do that really strong, that really advanced yoga practice. But even within that practice, it's really important to put all of these things in to help alleviate all of that stress for you. So forward folds are huge for anxiety. And that's because they activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which is basically going to bring everything down for you. So relax everything for you as much as you can, right? You're bringing your heart down, you're relaxing, you're forcing your body to fold in. It's a very comforting feeling. And it's not going to make you get any high pressure, or really just make you get into anything that's high energy. So backbends would be an example of high energy. And that's my last tip here, is avoid backbends when any extreme anxiety hits, because they require a lot out of you. And it's much more beneficial for your body to go into a forward fold when you're experiencing that type of extreme overwhelm. Deep breathing. So even if it's in your challenging yoga practice, deep breathing helps a lot. Inversions help a lot as well, because they help you to shift your perspective. So once again, this is something about that strength-based yoga practice that also helps you in these situations. Meditation and mindfulness. And so a pro tip here is any pose that brings the head at a lower level of gravity than the heart. By the way, who is writing all of this down in the workbook right now? I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Put it in the comments. because this is so important that you just write these things down, because the more that you focus on these things, the more it expands, the more it becomes a part of your memory, and the more that you can implement it in your daily life. So Michaela says, I love your workbook, Sarah. I've been writing everything down. Awesome, Michaela. If anyone else has any other comments, feel free to write them in. All right. The top 5 yoga poses to beat stress. So all of the teachers in the room, let me know, how do these feel for you? And I feel like, once again, it's one thing to teach these things, it's another thing to actively do them on your own. So once again, workbook is really important here. As you can see, this picture is Shavasana, but let's see what else I have in store for you. So number 1, my favorite pose to de-stress, release my overwhelm of all time is my plow pose. Plow pose is amazing for really making your body feel relaxed. I really like it because it stretches my lower back, because I have something called anterior pelvic tilt, which makes my lower back really tight. I also really like the way that it just forces me to breathe deep. And so a pro tip is to make sure you're warmed up before you attempt this pose. So I cannot do this pose at the beginning of my yoga practice at all. You might be different, because all of us are different within our own practices. So pro tip number 2, place a block or 2, so you can double up your blocks underneath your feet. If your hamstrings are really tight, or you can also just kind of do this up against a wall. So just bring your feet down a wall if you feel like your hamstrings are really tight, or your back is really tight. You can also bend through your knees, and that will make it just feel a little bit different. Number 2 is child's pose. So child's pose is, the pose that you tell everyone to go into in your yoga practice, or in their yoga practice, when they are feeling really tired. And this is the same. So if you feel really tired and overwhelmed, you can just come into your child's pose. What I like to do, so my pro tip, is to bring your palms to face upwards as a sign of surrender and letting go. So as you bring your palms upwards, you're no longer holding on to anything. And that's usually why we have anxiety in the first place, because we're holding on to something that's in the future that we really want. So just surrendering that is really important. You can also place a pillow under your head for more comfort with this one. That would make it kind of a little bit more restorative. All right, legs up the wall. So if anyone really loves any of these poses, oh, Debbie says, I love child's pose. It's my favorite pose ever. I do it all the time. That's perfect, Debbie. Well, I think a lot of us use child's pose a lot, but some of us know that it's there, but we just don't do it as often as we could to help us with all of these feelings that we're experiencing on a daily basis. So legs up the wall, pro tip. Play around with bringing your legs wide and bringing the soles of your feet to touch, and see what feels the best for your body. So your body might need a little bit more of a hip opener while you're in this one. It might need a little bit more of an inner hamstring stretch. You can also place a pillow under your head for more comfort. You can place a blanket on top of your chest. Do whatever feels the best for you in this pose, but it's a really amazing pose just to kind of lie down and chill. All right, my next one is supine twist. Pro tip is to keep both of your shoulders on the mat. So you're all going to feel like you really want to lift up your shoulder, but really try to sink it down into the mat, because one of the most important things is that your shoulders are laying flat, and then you can bring your leg out towards the side. You can also bring your hand onto your top knee for an added stretch, like an added bonus to your stretch. Supine twist is one of my favorites. It also really helps if you take a nice deep breath out as you twist. It really helps to just get everything out of your body. All right, forward folds, all right? Once again, one of those things, see how this kind of looks like plow pose? I feel like a lot of these are very similar. Engage your core and bend through your knees if your hamstrings are too tight. So this is one of the things that a lot of us do inaccurately in our forward fold. We don't engage our core. We don't lead with our chest. And we tend to round our spines way too much, but it's okay if you have tight hamstrings. You can always just bend through your knees, okay? None of us are perfect here. You can also bring your hands on opposite elbows and sway your body from side to side for maximum comfort. So that's, that's your ragdoll. That's part of your forward fold. And each one of these just kind of helps you to, the force of gravity just helps you to release a lot of pressure that's in your body. All right. By the way, anyone have a favorite from all of those? Just let me know. I'm going to go through this one, and then I'm going to check through those comments. The best way to stay consistent in your yoga practice is to give yourself a schedule. I not even tell you how many times I talk to women, yoga teachers included, wellness professionals, who really want to have a consistent yoga practice. But then I ask them, like, well, what time of day do you want to practice? Or, like, have you carved out time in your day to practice? They'll be like, oh, well, I didn't really think about that. That is such a great idea. And I think that it really takes someone else to peer into your life to kind of give you those valuable cues and to really help you and coach you through it, because you're never going to be able to look that same way at your life as someone else's. I think that that's one of the most incredible parts of coaching. But give yourself a schedule. Know what time of day you will practice and for how long you want to practice. You need to outline what you will do each day so you're not scrolling through videos or ebooks, wasting your valuable time. And trust me, I used to do this all the time. I used to wake up at 5:30 in the morning and go to my computer and just scroll through videos and waste like 15 minutes scrolling through videos, being like, I don't think I want to do that one. I don't think I want to do that one. Maybe I'll do this one. And it just wasted my time. And it's just because my body was also in lazy mode. All I wanted to do was go back to sleep. And so it wasn't really putting myself outside of my comfort zone. Set up a home yoga space that inspires you to step on your mat. That is super, super important. That's also really fun. And the nicer and the more private your space is, the better off you are. And get yourself some support and accountability if you know that it's hard for you to stay motivated on your own. So huge, right? We all know it's one thing to teach something to someone else and be a leader and really practice what you preach on your own time. So if that's something that you need, get yourself that support, get yourself that accountability, and be another inspiration. Be an inspiration in another way by challenging yourself further to really put all of the things that you teach and all of the things that you think about and want and desire out of your yoga practice into life, into action. All right, let's see some of those comments about your favorite poses. So Michaela says, plow pose. I just love that pose. It makes me feel so calm. Sarah says, legs up the wall for sure. Debbie says child's pose, of course. Claire says supine twist. I love doing that one right at the end of the yoga practice. Amazing. Yeah, these are really awesome poses. And you don't even need to do them in your yoga practice. You can kind of just do them throughout your day. The trick is to actually getting to that spot. And here's the honest truth about all of this, is that this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that I can tell you about how yoga can help you with your stress, but it can't all be said in one webinar. Similarly, I feel like even for my yoga teacher training, there's so much that I've learned since then by really taking action and really implementing different things that I've been taught from wellness professionals that I didn't know when I did my teacher training and that I do now. And it's just a combination of really getting really focused on all of this knowledge. And so I have a ton of it. I can't tell you it all in one webinar, but I can give you something else that's super awesome, because I want you to dive deeper into this topic so that you can feel calmer and more carefree, and even in the middle of your workday, and feel like you were on that family vacation that you just took to Florida, right? Feel that exact same way, even when you have that massive to-do list on your Wednesday morning. So I want to know if this sounds like you. Do you struggle with getting to your yoga class or implementing the information that you learn about yoga, gaining strength, and reducing your stress levels? Like even as a teacher, do you feel like, it's one thing to teach something and it's another thing to do it on your own? Because I know I've worked with a lot of yoga teachers and a lot of wellness professionals, and this is one of the hardest things. So they're like, I know all of these things, but like having someone else to kind of just tell me them and to tell me to do them and hold me accountable is something completely different. It completely changes everything for me. Do you find it hard to keep your calm and set up a yoga plan only to go back to autopilot mode? Do you feel like you need to do your practice on your own schedule or something that is more self-guided? So do you feel like, yeah, okay, I really need a little bit more help, but I also feel like I have such an irregular schedule that having something more self-guided is a lot more for me. And do you want to finally get calmer, stronger, more flexible, and consistent in your yoga practice, but feel like you're doing it all alone because of your crazy schedule, right? You really want to do all of this, but you have a really, really hard time. You struggle implementing it. This is what, you know, how many of you feel like this? Let me know. So Debbie says, yes, absolutely. Claire says, yes. Liz says, oh my goodness, that is so me. Sarah says, yes, this is me. Well, ladies, I have something amazing for you. And I can't wait. I'm so excited to introduce you the All You Need Is Yoga monthly yoga membership. So it's on your own time with lots of consistency, support, and accountability. And finally, it's a yoga membership site with real live support and accountability to help you stick with your new yoga habits. And I say new yoga habits because there are things that I'm going to be teaching you in this membership site that go completely beyond your 60-minute yoga sessions in the studio. There is just so much information, so many ways to apply the information to your life. So many different types of meditations for you, for whatever you feel like on whatever day. So many different types of yoga videos. It's really incredible. I've never found anything like this on the internet. Every type of membership that I found has always just been like the physical practice or maybe a few meditations here and there, but nothing with real live people. So that's why I wanted to make this for you, and I love it. And I want you to get ready to feel this way. So practicing yoga every day so you can dramatically really increase your strength and flexibility. So how many of you want that? I mean, even if you did your yoga teacher training, you know, who actually taught you how to get into a headstand, or who actually taught you how to take everything so much deeper in your own life, right? Maybe some of you did. Maybe some of you are still struggling with that. Develop more self-confidence in your body and on your yoga mat, and work through those strengths off of your yoga mat too. Banish your negative self-talk so you can program your mind to get anything that you want. So this is huge. This is part of manifesting. This is part of spirituality that I really want you to start getting into, because it's so interesting that it works. Finally, take control of your anxiety, your overwhelm, and fears so you can live your life to the fullest. So those fears are holding you back, and I really want you to work through those. And be surrounded by guidance, step-by-step instructions, and an awesome group of soul sisters who totally get you. So you're going to be surrounded by women who are also in this. We have monthly group coaching calls that we go through. It's amazing to see everyone's progress in them. And I'm there. You know, I'm not a famous traveling yogi who kind of created my own membership site, but isn't really in the membership site to give you that direct one-on-one support that you need. Everything is there for you, and it's in real life, which I feel like is something that is so important and so missing from a lot of the different applications, from a lot of the different programs that we purchase now on the internet. So how All You Need Is Yoga works. You get intimate live yoga calls and monthly workshops. So every single month you get a monthly workshop based on a monthly theme, and those live calls. Both are pre-recorded, so you always have access to them. You have access to each one of the calls and each one of the workshops for as long as you're a member. You have 20+ hours of yoga videos ranging from 5 to 60 minutes in length, and from beginner to advanced flows. So you really have the best of everything. I'm constantly going to be adding yoga videos and meditations from month to month, so you're never going to get bored of it. Access to our inspirational online community of soul sisters. So that goes in the form of a Facebook group and with all of our monthly calls. So we have our themes and special VIP offers and discounts, 24/7 support and accountability, and your very own meditation room with access to guided and breath-based meditations from 5 to 15 minutes in length. So once again, constantly updating that. Really excited to get more into it. There's also a few other things that are going to be coming up, but I don't want to put them in here right now because they're still in the works. What do you guys think about all this? Michaela says, this sounds fantastic. Oh my goodness, this is such a great idea. Liz says, oh my goodness, you know, as a mom, this would be so helpful for me. That's awesome. That's awesome, Liz. I really hope that you take advantage of this. There's a special offer coming soon. And Ruth says, yes, this is exactly what I need to keep motivated, because getting classes at my own studio that I teach at is really difficult right now. Well, Ruth, and you know, it was difficult for me too. It was difficult for me to be teaching at the yoga studio and then taking classes when I had so many things to do in my life and when I had so many family commitments. So I totally get that. So it's not just me. I don't want to just be here and be like, this is the amazing thing about this program, because there are a lot of people in the membership right now. There are a lot of women in the membership, and I want to tell you what they have to say about the membership. So Pauline is a naturopath, a certified naturopath. And so she says that she loves the membership because she can practice anytime and anywhere, and the choice of videos is wide with different types of practices and length, so you can adapt your practice to your daily life. I also like the group calls and workshops because you don't feel lonely. You can interact with other yoginis, and Sarah's always available if you've missed the calls and you have any question arising while watching the replay. So true. And last thing, I totally love that there's a suggested schedule of the month with yoga meditation videos. Very helpful when you feel a bit unmotivated or uninspired. It's also great to help you create your own yoga routine. Sarah is the best. Pauline is the best. But yeah, so Pauline is in the membership. She really loves it, and she really, really utilizes it, and you can tell. Ashley. So Ashley really, really loved my method of teaching, which is why she decided to join the membership. And here's what she said. So she really wanted to advance her practice, and she found out that it isn't just a workout site. I really like when I'm in my yoga space, and it's a totally different space for me mentally and emotionally. For a very long time, I had a mental block of I'm not the type of person who does yoga. But when Sarah instructs, she sounds so confident. She knows that we can do it. And we start to believe that we can do it if we doubt it ourselves. That has made all the difference for me. All You Need Is Yoga has given me the confidence to try different poses that I wasn't willing to try before, and to just trust in my body. Thank you, Sarah. So Ashley's amazing. I'm really happy that she's a part of the membership as well. And here's Brittany and Joanna. So Brittany said that working 2 jobs can have its stresses and cause a lot of tension, but I always look forward to coming home and turning on one of Sarah's videos from All You Need Is Yoga. It's so easy to just roll out my mat and complete a half-hour flow to wind down for the evening. On weekends, I love completing the 1-hour videos. I consider it a treat, and I feel more relaxed and I'm ready to take on the next day head on. Amazing. I love hearing things like this. And Joanna. So Joanna's a certified health coach, and she loves the support in the community, the ongoing growth both on and off the yoga mat. So that's something that I worked with her one-on-one on as well, and she chose to continue with the membership. The variety of videos available keeps my practice fresh and allows me to practice every day regardless of how much time I have or how I'm feeling. And the live support from Sarah's during group calls is so great to stay accountable to your goals. We've done a few group calls with Joanna now, and I love just being able to really challenge all of the ladies in the membership, and it shows that they really appreciate that, and that's something that they enjoy. So when you sign up for your All You Need Is Yoga monthly membership, you can get immediate access. So immediate, you don't have to wait. Monthly group coaching calls with me, 1 monthly themed yoga workshop, 20+ hours of online yoga videos with new videos added every single month. So I'm constantly updating this thing. Your own meditation room updated monthly, an intimate community where you find like-minded soul sisters and connection. All of your burning questions about yoga and inspired living answered by me and a community of amazing women who totally get you. And exclusive VIP access and discounts to any new workshops, products, or future retreats. So you get all of that from this membership. And as a limited time bonus, see, I told you there's something that was going to be going on for you right now. So you can try your first month for just $7, just $7. The continuing price is $27, but you can try out your first month for $7, see how you like it. And so you can go right now to http://bit.ly/all-you-need-is-yoga. Or sorry, not dash, /. So go on there right now, ladies. So now this is the time where you're like, okay, workbook stuff is done. Let me go into this new web browser and let me see what this is all about. Debbie says, oh, that sounds really amazing. I really like the opportunity to just do a trial month. Thank you so much for this. You're so welcome, Debbie. I want everyone to make sure that they can see what this site can do for them. I think it's, as I said, the reviews speak for themselves. So that's what I want to offer you. And I'm going to get out of our full screen right now because I'm going to show you a little bit of the page that I have for you. Where is it? Maybe I can. Ooh. I'm not the most amazing person with technology, by the way, but let me go. Maybe really want you guys to see that screen. So I'm going to go on it myself. Because there's also, I also want you to meet Claire. Claire is a really amazing woman, and I think what she said about the membership site is so true. So when you type in your bit.ly link, you get into this page. So this is the front page of how to access All You Need Is Yoga. And so it's loading right now, but here's some sneak peeks. So some sneak peeks of the different yoga videos and a sneak peek of the meditation. So you get a feel of what it's like to work with the membership. Here's some of the reviews. And so, yeah, right here, let's see what Claire had to say, because I think that this is really fundamental to, I feel like this is really, really elemental to everything that All You Need Is Yoga is all about. So I'm just going to have you listen. It's only 2 minutes. I might not even play the 2 minutes, but she's amazing. You really need to listen to her. So that was Claire's testimonial. That that was amazing. I'm really grateful for Claire as well, and for Claire being in the group. But that's another little taste of what you get when you join the membership, and really amazing people like Claire who really understand the impact of the mind, body, soul aspect of the yoga practice. So once again, you can sign up for your first month for just $7. I have some comments coming in, so I'm going to address those. So Ruth says, can you give me an example of the workshop? So Ruth, the workshop that we have going on this month is actually a workshop on gratitude, how to maintain gratitude in your daily life, and how to be able to really implement gratitude from your yoga practice off of your yoga mat, something that the girls are really excited about. Michaela says, can you cancel at any time? Like what is the basis? So Michaela, what happens is your first month is $7. If you want to cancel, you can cancel at any time. You have complete control over that. If you want to freeze your membership, you can also freeze your membership for a month. If you're going on holidays, you know how you have a lot of holidays going on with the kids, you can totally do that as well. Claire asks, I'm in London, so I'm on a very different time zone than you. Do you have access to these group calls. Yes, Claire, you have access. You have access for as long as you're in the membership. You always have access to the group calls and to the workshops. So don't worry about being in another time zone. In fact, we actually have a lot of women from the United Kingdom in the group. I feel like it's usually a combination of people in the US, Canada, and the UK. So not to worry about that. All right, now let's talk. So this is the Q&A anyways. You guys are asking me some of these questions. That's amazing. Head on over to that page and just let me know if you have any other questions. I see some more coming in here. So let's see. Sorry, I'm just scrolling down through here. So Sarah says, I am really busy and I really need a lot more tools to help me with my practice. What kind of tools do you have on there? Is it just yoga videos and meditations? No, Sarah, actually, it's not just yoga videos and meditations. You have a lot of worksheets. You have a lot of, like I said, the workshops and the coaching calls and the Facebook group and the Facebook community are really going to help you to keep you accountable to everything that you're doing. So it's not just the yoga videos, it's not just the meditations. It's a lot more of a holistic membership. Michaela says, thank you so much, Sarah. I'm totally considering this membership. I can't wait to sign up. I can't sign up right now, but I will when I get home. Amazing, Michaela. I'm so looking forward to seeing you in there. Sarah says, definitely want to sign up. Thank you so much for this webinar. Debbie says, thank you so much for this webinar. I learned so much. You're so, so welcome, Debbie. Claire says, this sounds amazing. Really looking forward to it. Just signed up. Oh, that's amazing, Claire. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to seeing you in there. Yeah. Any other questions? Anything else before I finish everything off? I really hope that you enjoyed the webinar. Once again, stick with that workbook. And if this membership is something that you feel called to, let me know. Just give yourself a trial, just like a nice little trial month, see how you like it, because I can guarantee you that it's going to be so, so different and so much more valuable than a lot of the other memberships that you've probably joined in the past. Liz says, thank you so much. This has been amazing. I've learned so much information from you already. You're so welcome, Liz. All right, so I'm going to finish things off. If you guys have any other questions, even if you're watching the replay, feel free to let me know. Put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. And I will see you on the other side of everything. I'm sure that we will keep in contact. Namaste, everyone. Have a beautiful day. And we'll catch up soon.